What's going on? All right, we've got a GS 550, a 1979 frame. Purchased this as a rolling chassis. It came with the front and rear wheel. It also came with an engine that I immediately yanked out because this will become a all-electric cafe racer. I ended up buying both chassis from the same guy who had them. This one's a 1980 GS 550. It's the larger of the two models, and so it's kind of going to be used as a spare. Originally, the guy purchased them, I guess, with the intent of making his own cafe racer because, as you can see, the paint marker already there where you would typically cut the frame to put the loop for the cafe racer seat. So both these chassis were probably originally intended for somebody else to make, so I was able to, I guess the project didn't get done, and so luckily for me, I was able to pick them up again for 500 bucks, so roughly 250 bucks per frame, so not too bad. Yanked out the engine because, of course, it's going to be electric cafe racer, so therefore this chassis is going to be house the battery, right? The battery's the big component that's going to replace the engine. I'm going to make it a 32 series lithium iron phosphate battery. I'm going to weld up it, make it out of aluminum. Already picked up the aluminum 4x8 sheet right here. And so this 4x8 aluminum sheet, 1/8 inch thick. I'm going to weld it up with my Harbor Freight aluminum weld setup here. This is the titanium, I think it's 200 unlimited or unlimited 200, and a spool gun with some aluminum wire and of course 100% argon. So that's going to be my setup for welding up the battery when those come in. It's not going to be for another couple months before those battery cells actually come in, so I can get fully prepared to weld that battery box up. In addition to that, I ordered this cafe racer seat, as you see sitting here, to kind of give me, it's not bolted down or anything like that, because I'm using it really just to get an idea as I go along and start fabricating how this thing's gonna look. You know, I always want to take a step back and look at the profile and make sure it's in alignment with that classic kind of, you know, cafe racer look. So yeah, that's so far the kind of concept. I'm learning a little bit. I've already chopped off this rear portion so that I could place the loop. So I've got this loop that I ordered off of Amazon, and I'll try to get links to everything that I've got so far in the description. But yeah, this loop right here, it's going to, you know, it's already got the cutout for the, you can see in there, it's already got the cutout for the LED lights, and it came with the LED light as well as a rubber kind of grommet that goes inside to, I guess, help keep it watertight. So once that gets, you know, tack welded in place, and then at the angle, I'm gonna have to modify it a little bit. The one I ordered is actually a little bit too wide for the GS 550 frame, so I'll end up having to make some modifications, maybe squeeze it a little bit to get that to pair up nicely with the dimensions of the GS 550. So either way, that's kind of the next project, but I worked on that using a plasma cutter for the first time, and I didn't realize how easily it cuts through. And so if you don't have a steady hand, you'll get a cut like I did. So not too worried about it. I cut it kind of very generously. I'm thinking I'm probably end up gonna shortening it up even more. So like most things I do, I probably don't practice nearly enough. And so the plasma cutter that I'm using is a Miller Spectrum 625 Extreme. So this thing works really well, but ultimately I'm going to end up using a grinding wheel to get it nice and smooth before I end up, again, welding this hoop up. So more to follow when I get all the next steps. I'll try to document everything and upload them as soon as it gets done, again with links to any of the stuff that I've purchased so far. All right, until next time.